Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. So, welcome for our meditation class. Let's start with a few moments of reflection. Om Shanti. Becoming introverted from my senses and sense organs. I stabilize myself as a tiny point of light in the center of the forehead. I am a divine being of light. I am the living spark, the life force behind this body. I play my part through this body to express and experience. I have played many different parts in many different costumes of the body, but my this present life is the highest of all, because at this time I listen to this godly knowledge and take steps to transform myself. I visualize the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Light above me, radiating virtues and powers, and I, the soul, under this canopy of God's light. I'm protected. I'm in the awareness of my true, highest relationship. I've come to understand that I, the soul, have my perfect relationship with the One Supreme. God is my perfect parent, my perfect friend, my perfect teacher. The experience of my relationship with the One fills me with light and might, completes me, and makes me the one who is benevolent, humble, cooperative. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So, last week we um, saw the law of karma, and we also saw what meditation is. Are you all are you able to practice meditation? Do you have any questions about meditation? So as we discussed, there are two ways that we accumulate, right? There are two ways. One is the checking and the other is saving. So checking is more creating an awareness throughout the day, and saving is more that I sit and I am connected and I'm accumulating. The savings last a little longer. Checking is more that, I'm like moving around with that awareness. So for that moment, I know where am I coming from. So one of the practices is soul consciousness or God consciousness. And I think your homework was to experience that I'm a child of God, right? So to move around with the awareness that I'm a child of God. If you did that homework, you would know, like how do you feel when you are a child of God? You're moving around with the awareness that I am God's child. There's this feeling of belonging, the feeling of attainments. Um, I become full. I attain everything. I don't feel anything is lacking in my life or in my world. There's a sense of protection. There's a sense of, this feeling that, oh, I'm God's child, so He's there. He's looking out for me all the time. This faith, right? This faith as a child of God. So these simple awarenesses and simple practices help build or help transform my inner core, my inner being. Right? So this is what we call a soul consciousness. Okay, soul consciousness. It is the consciousness or the awareness of being a soul and not this body. So throughout the day, if you look at yourself and if you were to look, say yesterday or even since morning, just take a moment and reflect. How did you spend your morning? How did you spend your morning? Or how was your yesterday? Was it just like doing things, eating, playing, chatting, watching? Was it just that? Or did I do anything elevated? Did I carry an elevated awareness? Elevated actions will come from my elevated awareness. And what is elevated awareness? Godly awareness, or this awareness coming from this knowledge. So, soul consciousness or soul awareness is the highest awareness that we can practice. So, soul awareness comes from this first thought that I am a soul, not this body. Okay, so when I am a soul, I'm separate from this body, I'm separate from everything limited, everything that is limited in this world. It takes me beyond this body awareness. It just takes me beyond um, all the limited things that I'm seeing and experiencing. So that is soul awareness or soul consciousness. So throughout the day, one more thing that we check or practice is, okay, did I come from a place of soul awareness, or being God's child, or was I just using my old sanskars? Was I coming from a place of, body consciousness? Was I coming from the place of the algae, which is the body consciousness, anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego, right? So, looking and reflecting throughout the day is really important for transformation, or just to kind of create this checking. Huh? And the more checking I create, like very randomly, I can just sit and ask, like, say you're cooking or say you're watching something, and just then ask yourself this question: okay, what awareness am I sitting in? Like, even right now, what is the awareness that you're sitting in? Is the awareness of soul, or is it the awareness of being the body? Am I sitting with the awareness of being this role, or am I sitting in the awareness of being the body? So people ask sometimes that, oh, you know, should we not have an aim to grow in life? Or if greed is a weakness or if greed is a vice, shouldn't we be greedy for success? Or shouldn't we be like aiming to rise? Or should we just be content that, okay, I'm happy with everything, okay, and then we stop making effort? No, that is not what spirituality teaches us. Spirituality teaches us that um, being content from a spiritual perspective, where there's no greed. In the world out there, people think that, okay, if I have to be successful, or if I have to rise above, others, that means I have to keep pulling someone else down. Or the competitive spirit that is out there is more of like, pulling someone else down. I have to go beyond this person. Yeah. But let me go beyond my own self, na? My own. Let me create this competition with my own self, with my yesterday, with how I performed the last time, with what I want to achieve in life. Forget about others. What I do is when I focus on others, again, I'm as energy, I'm connected to them as energy. So there's a give and take. Remember karma. There's a give and take of karma. So if I am creating a thought of jealousy, or if I'm creating a thought of, that this person, they don't do anything, but why are they getting promoted and I do all the thing, and why am I not getting promoted, or why am I not visible, and how come they get all the appreciation? You know, there's a saying, right? A jewel or a diamond can never remain hidden. So if I have those virtues, if I have those specialities, I can never be hidden. It is just that maybe now is not the time, and it will come. Because remember, if I'm coming from a place of pure intent, pure karma, pure actions, of soul consciousness, will the soul not shine? Who can stop the soul from shining? right? So maybe right now others are not able to see that shine. What can I do to increase my shine as a sparkling star or as a sparkling diamond? People, plan a lot for future, for this, for everything, right? We plan a lot. We are living in the future or we are living in the past. How many of us are living in the present? Catch yourself. Good. Yeah, living in the present, where I learn from my past, I plan for my future, but I'm not living in either. I am in the present. Let me live in the present. Right? So living in the present, we forget living in the present because of the past and future. It's like, the car, na? We drive a car, there's a rear view mirror. Do we keep looking at the rear view mirror and drive? What will happen if we keep looking at the rear view mirror and drive? Accident. So the rear view mirror gives us the image of the past, things that have gone, right? Things that have crossed. So I see those. Okay, who's coming from behind? So my past is the rear view mirror. But what is in front of me is this big screen, right? The big thing, which is my it is taking me towards my destination. So we look ahead. But I am in the car in the present and driving, steering in the present moment. And depending on how I steer, what speed I move with, am I moving too fast? Am I going too slow? Right? I might take time to reach my destination. Am I stopping? Every time I see a sight scene, am I stopping every time? Oh, so good. Let me stop, take pictures. Oh, then get into the car. Then start driving. Then stop. Oh, so good. Let me take. If I keep doing that, looking at sightseeing, stopping at every sightseeing, then going back, then coming, then going back, coming, when will I reach my destination? Hmm? So in life, as we are moving in this journey called life, we move ahead, taking control of my present moment. So we're looking at the sightseeings, enjoying what sightseeings are coming, situations, people, what are they throwing, what is coming, but I keep moving ahead. How will I keep moving ahead? When I have control on my steering. The moment I see a side stream, does my steering go, does my car move there? Sometimes people get distracted. So if you're driving straight and suddenly you see something, your eyes go there, then unknowingly your car also starts going there. So in this journey of life where I'm steering, I look at the sight scenes, I'm looking at everything around. Is my car moving in that direction? Is my life also moving in that direction? Or I'm focused towards my aim and objective? And being focused towards my aim and objective is not just in my financial life, not just in my professional life, but in my spiritual life. Because remember, as energies, as batteries, we use, right, each other's energy. When we talk to each other, when we listen, we are using energy. We're using, I'm taking your energy. Have you ever experienced like you are in this room and people, and you're not doing anything, you're just sitting, but everyone around you is like yelling and screaming, and you get drained out because you are listening to that high decibel volume? Or when you're listening to very loud music, why do they say don't listen to too loud music? Because what happens is when I am listening, I, the soul, using the ear to listen to high volume, to people screaming and yelling and say watching, action movies and all those things, I'm using my senses to take all that in. And when I take that in, I will take it in because my ears, right? I'm listening, I'm seeing. So the soul is taking all that in, and then I have to process it. Because anything that reaches here will need to be processed. So without even me knowing, I take all this, I start processing it. Energy spent, energy spent. And that's why, yesterday we had kids, two children, a family who had come over, and you know, the two little children, and they wanted to do seva, and so gave them some seva, and the kids were continuously talking. So and the parents sometimes are like, Sonia, well, like, see this, we, at the end of the day, we are like exhausted sometimes. Like, stop talking. When will you stop talking? Right? And they go on and on because kids have that so much energy. They just go on and on. Right? So they don't realize. So this is what was explained to them, right? So when you're speaking, you're spending that energy, but you're also taking energy from the person who's listening to you. So even that person is getting drained of energy. So if you really want to conserve energy, how much I speak, in what volume am I speaking, that matters a lot. When everything in my life is in control spiritually, and why spirituality plays such an important role is because spirituality teaches us discipline, spirituality teaches us life skills, spirituality teaches us everything. If you were to ask me, say, 20 years ago, how did I handle situations, or how did I even handle relationships, and I would have told you a different story then, because I came from a place of body consciousness at that time. But now I know, using and practicing spirituality and meditation, the whole, the whole dimension, or the whole this thing, how relationships are experienced, or everything changes. So the whole perception changes, right? Just if I am happy, truly, genuinely happy inside, and that happiness is not dependent on all these physical things. It's not dependent whether I have $1 million in my bank account. It's not dependent on whether I get a grade college. It's not dependent on whether this one respects me, appreciates me, whether I get recognized, whether I reach a certain, I had created my goals, whether I have reached my goal. No, that happiness comes from my inner state of being, which is the awareness of being a soul. And yes, I'm playing a part through this body, and let me play my part through this body as best. Best. Being the best person, being the best human being. One of the things that we've been practicing during these times of COVID 19, and we see so many souls leaving body. I don't know the exact number but I know that in the US, we have about 100,000 souls who have left bodies now, right? 100,000 deaths because of COVID. And think about the whole world. And so many souls have left bodies. How many souls have lost their jobs? How many souls are going hungry? How many souls don't have food to eat? At this time, me practicing or coming from this place of soul awareness will help me to become humble, to appreciate whatever I have in my life, to live simple, to live simple. People, I was told that at this time, people are like depending on the internet speeds are going low because everyone is using or watching Netflix or Amazon Prime and all these OTT every all day, and people are dependent on liquor, so the liquor sales are going up. They don't know what else to do. Really, people don't know what to do. Do we know what to do? How am I spending my day? Am I spending my day with myself sometimes, doing my family things, cooking, taking care of children, helping them with homework? Okay, I'm doing all that, working, maybe working from home. What is the awareness that I'm working with? What is the awareness? Is it like, oh God, what is this COVID? When will this end? oh, why is this happening? When will this change? Right? If I'm coming from that place, then it's negative. But if I'm coming from a place where, okay, I have this time now, tell me when did this happen in the world that the whole world was shut down? The whole world was shut down. Never happened. So if this has happened, if this is a scene now, right, in this drama of the world, what I have to practice is what should I take from this scene? What am I supposed to do? What is my calling at this time? And our inner calling is not just limited to that, okay, cooking and cribbing and like sulking and this and that, then I'm coming from a place of body consciousness. What's the point then? You know? So living simple, eating simple, not thinking people are doing a lot of online shopping because they don't know what else to do. So they are doing online shopping. Okay. Right? So think about it. Every time I'm spending $1, am I wasting food? Am I wasting water? It's karma. It's karma. Because I'm taking away from someone else and I'm using it and wasting it. It's a karmic account. Now, do you understand how deep karma is? So now, as we create these subtle karmas, and unknowingly we create these karmas, now how do I settle these karmas? I have created this karmic account, knowingly, unknowingly, oh, I didn't know better, oh, now there are two things, right, that I can do. Now that I know that, oh, law of karma is deep, there are two things. I can either sit and repent and say, oh, I did this, oh my god, I did this too, oh, this was not good karma, oh, I have done so much bad. Or I understand and I say, okay, let me focus on creating elevated karmas for the future. So there are two ways that karmic accounts karmic accounts get settled. Okay, so we talk about settling, settling of karmic accounts. Okay, so karmic accounts are settled through the body, that is with illnesses, diseases of the body. Karmic accounts are settled through relationships. Okay, settling of karmic account through relations, where your relations are not good. Someone cheats you. Your very good friend just suddenly stops talking to you, behaves weird with you. So through relationships, through wealth, through mind. So body, mind, wealth, and relationships. So this is how we settle karmic accounts. Okay. And the settling that happens with all of these, anytime we settle these karmic accounts, we settle them with sorrow. But there is another way of settling. In Hindi, sorrow is called bhogna, right? Oh, God, suffering. Suffering. But there is another way to settle these accounts, and that is through yoga. Okay. Now, if I'm settling with all of this, what does yoga do? So, what are the sanskars that are being created? So, say a simple thing like headache, very simple, very small. You get a headache. Is headache settling of karma? Do you think headache is settling of karma? settling of karma through the body. What do we usually do when we get a headache? We take an Advil. And like, okay, let me take an Advil. Good to go. The pain goes in like about half an hour or 1 hour, and we feel okay, I'm fine. Yeah. Did Advil actually settle my karma? Or did Advil just kind of create a layer of temporary band aid, like a temporary covering up? What do you think? So, I'll give you an example. So, the other day, I was, we had the kids class, we had the kids session on Wednesday last week. And for some reason, I was not using the mic. Okay. So, I was directly talking to them. And because they're children and the children are a little hyper, so my volume, and because I was not using the mic, I was speaking a little loudly for them to hear me, right? And the next morning, I had such a bad throat pain. I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak in the morning. And I couldn't do the morning class and I couldn't speak. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Okay. And then I had a meeting which I had to attend because we have the regional teachers meeting that's going on. And so I'm on the team for that. So I had this meeting and I couldn't speak. And I'm like, oh, how will I attend this meeting? And I'm not able to speak. So at that time I had two options. One, not attend the meeting and say that, oh, I have this and I can't speak and just sit, oh, I have throat pain. I have throat pain all day, and what should I do? And you know, take something, and that's it. Or attend the meeting and see how it goes. So at that point, I realized that okay, this has happened. What is the reason that this happened? And immediately I understood that this was because the previous afternoon I was speaking right continuously, and I was speaking without the microphone, and I was raising my voice, raising in the sense not yelling, but you try to speak a little louder. And okay, that's the reason. So I understood. Okay, my karma or my action led to this, right? So now I said, okay, now my other action is doing seva, right? It's service because it's attending a meeting for this service. Okay, let me attend the meeting. So I decided to attend the meeting, and I said, okay, I'm going to settle this karma by doing more seva. And when I chose to do that, in the beginning, when I was speaking and I was coughing and I drank water, and after some time, it was fine. It was fine. After like, I think about 15, 20 minutes, it was fine. So how did I settle that karma? Not by sitting alone and suffering and saying that, oh, what should I do? Now I did this or this happened. But the settlement happened by accumulating also. So when we do seva, when we do service, or when we do yoga, what is being created is good. When I'm sitting and suffering, what are the sanskars that are being created? Of sorrow, of suffering. But when I'm sitting in yoga, or when I am connected to God, when I'm doing godly service, what are the sanskars that are getting created? Positive. So it's also accumulating, right? So remember this calculation, it just happens faster. Okay. So as simple as a headache, or as simple as a throat pain, or as big as cancer, or as big as any disease or anything that comes as a settlement through the body, I choose whether I want to sit and suffer and cry about it, or I want to use this body um, in service, or do I want to do more yoga, purify the soul more, so that the account is settled. Because every time I'm connecting to God's energy, it's like purification. What is all this karmic account and everything? It's like a debris, right? It's like a settlement on the soul. It's like settling on the soul. So every time I'm connecting to God in yoga or in meditation, these layers of all this negative karma or this algae and my weaknesses is all getting removed. So when these layers get removed, what I'm exposed to is my true original virtues. Do you understand? Are you understanding? Just nod if you're understanding. Okay, good. Right? So then relationships through wealth, like people getting, a loss in business or wealth, right? So again, I have to understand that, okay, if this happened, okay, it's a settlement of karma. How do I want to settle it? Do I just want to worry about it? Do I just want to complain about it? What do I choose to do? Right? And then mind, of course, when I settle with all this, the mind will create too many thoughts, too many waste thoughts. And that's also settling of karma. So anytime if you're trying to sit in meditation and check where is your mind and intellect going, where are your mind and intellect going to, wherever it is getting pulled, that is where I have an account with. So if it is getting pulled towards one person, if it is getting pulled for this task, job, email, food, cooking, I'll know this is where my account is. This is kind of a bondage, right? So think of this little soul with this invisible threads, so many invisible threads, right? And this thread is connected to different people, different my activities. The thread is connected to food, to to my job, and everything, right? My school, my teachers, friends, homework, even service, or even uh, the other organizations that I'm connected to, and everything out there, right? So there are like so many invisible threads. And now sometimes these threads keep pulling the soul. So sometimes this pulls me, sometimes that, sometimes this one, that one. And I'm pulled in all these different directions, the soul. And that's why when we sit in meditation, we either fall off to sleep or I don't know what to do with so many thoughts. It's because all these karmic bondages are pulling me. So either the mind stops thinking and we fall off to sleep because there's so many bondages, and the best thing is to sleep because when we sleep we are not aware of all these bondages, or I'm just sitting there still being pulled in all these directions and accumulating zero. So sometimes when you come out of your meditation and someone asks you, how was your meditation? You say, wow, great, wonderful. But at the very next moment, I will go back to my, sanskars of getting angry or irritated. Do you think if you had a great meditation, do you think you can immediately get angry or immediately start reacting to things? No. It will stay in the soul. The experience stays in the soul. Okay, so when I have a good meditation, it's a transformation. It's a slowly cleansing that's going on, and when that is happening, I will not be able to suddenly react to anything. Right? So when you're sitting in meditation, check if you're getting thoughts of this person, of these people, of this thing, of that thing. Then understand that this is my karma. This is my bondage. This is my karmic bondage. Now, how do I take care of this? How do I release? Not release meaning cut that relationship, not break the relationship, but how do I loosen the thread of that relationship? How do I create this awareness that, okay, so that this relationship doesn't pull me anymore? You understand? So we settle karmic accounts through yoga, through seva, through service. So using my body, mind, and wealth for service. And then that energy starts accumulating. Because in seva, in service, what we first receive is blessings, immediately blessing. And that gives a push. Blessings are like this push, like a jump start. And blessings take me forward. And then I can take, right? So this is how we take care of settling our karmic accounts. Now, in this world, if we look at this in this world, we see that time moves on, right? Time is not constant. Time keeps moving on. Everything that we see, everything that we see in this world is follows a pattern, cyclic pattern, right? Like day and night as a cycle, right? Seasons as cycle. Yeah. In nature, we see the water cycle, we see nitrogen cycle, we see carbon cycle. In the body also, right? There is this everything that happens in the body is cycle. So everything around us is moving in this pattern of cycle, right? Cyclical behavior. What about time? We say the time goes, in Hindi we say time chala gaya, to chala gaya, it doesn't come back. Because we think that time is linear. But when everything around us is cycle, time is also cycle. That's just called the cycle of time. Okay, so time is cyclical. Now, maybe not a perfect circle, but if this is the cycle of time, let's look at the cycle of time and also the world drama, right? This is the cycle of time. Do you think in the soul world there is any time? In the home of the soul where we came from, is there any time? No. It's limitless, right? So there is no time. Time is only in this, the corporeal world or this physical world. So time is only here. So consider this as the world drama stage and the cycle of time. Okay. Now for our understanding, let's divide the cycle in 4 equal parts. Okay. Just as we look at our day 24-hour cycle, let's look at it that way. So if you look at a 24-hour cycle, what is the starting point in a 24-hour cycle? How do you want to start? With night or with day? With night or with day? With day. We usually say, we start our day. We don't say, I start my night. No, we end with the night. But we always start our day. So let's start with the day. So if this is my first point, right? And remember, in a cycle, there is no first point or last point, but for just our understanding, we'll consider this as the first point. So this period is the day, okay? And this period is called the golden age or Satyug. Sat means truth, Yug means age. So this is the age of truth, right? So perfect time. What do you think golden age is like? Satyug, golden era. Everything perfect. Nature perfect. Souls perfect. Everyone perfect. It's a perfect world. And then as time goes by, we reach like, say this is like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, nature to its purest form, everything is perfect. Very few souls are awake and it just feels so good. Can someone listen to like loud rock music at 4 o'clock in the morning? No. You'll want to listen to like calm, soothing music, and everything is like so nice, and birds are like just chirping, marking the beginning of the day or sunrise, and very, very beautiful atmosphere. That's how golden age of this time is. Perfect. As time moves on, this is around say 7 o'clock in the morning. What happens around 7 o'clock in the morning? More people wake up, little more noise around. So this age is called Silver Age or Treta Yuga. Treta meaning 3 quarters, because this is like 3 quarters of the cycle, right? So Silver Age or Treta Yuga. Now, what is the difference between gold as a metal and silver as a metal? Anyone wants to share? You can write it in chat or you can share. What is the difference between gold as a metal and silver as a metal? Yeah. Anyone wants to share? You can unmute yourself and share. What is the difference between gold and silver? Come on. You know, gold is higher value, okay, than silver. We know that. What else? What do we know of gold and silver? Kids, gold is expensive, silver is less expensive. All right. More shiny. Okay, so gold is more shiny and silver is less shiny. Okay. The color. Okay. This is white. This is gold. Okay. Chemistry. Come on. Gold is tougher than silver. We'll talk about that. Very pure form of metal. Okay. Anything else? Do you know of gold being an inert metal? Gold is rare. Okay. And gold is also inert. Do you know the meaning of inert? It doesn't get tarnished. Pure gold doesn't get tarnished. Right? Pure gold doesn't get tarnished. Of course, when we make jewelry out of pure gold, there is an alloy mixed in the jewelry, right? There's an alloy mixed in pure gold, an alloy of copper, bronze, or whatever they mix, and that's how jewelry is made. So when gold becomes, pure gold is very soft, it's very flexible. But when jewelry, because we need to make a bangle or a necklace, there is an alloy mixed in it to make it tougher so that it doesn't break, right? So that's why the alloy is mixed. Okay, so that's why the color of a jewelry. So pure gold being 24 karat. Have you seen a 23 karat gold? Have you seen 22 karat? Have you seen 18 karat jewelry? Have you seen a 10 karat jewelry? The color is also different, because depending on the proportion or the amount of alloy mixed. Okay, but what we are talking about here is pure gold. So pure gold is inert, it doesn't get influenced by anything. So this world, or the souls in this world, are not influenced by anything. No negativity. Okay, the world is perfect, doesn't get influenced, it's not getting tarnished. Silver, on the other hand, gets a little tarnished. Again, don't look at silver jewelry, but just silver as silver. Over a period of time, it gets a little tarnished. That's why it is less expensive than gold. Okay, so silver is a little less, but it's still valuable, still good, right? So golden and silver. Now, as the time further moves, we reach this period which is like half of the cycle is over, and then we reach here. And this age is called Copper Age, or in Hindi it is called Dwapar Yug. copper, Dwapar. Dwapar meaning the age of duality. Dwapar means dual. So this is the age of duality. In this golden and silver age, the soul is living with the awareness that I am a soul, no body awareness at all. But what happens is after after spending so much time using this body, the soul somewhere becomes a little body conscious and thinks that, oh, this without this body, I can't do anything. And then there's a duality. Am I the soul? Am I the body? Confusion. This is Dwapar Yoga. And this is the time when algae enters. The anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego slowly starts entering. Okay? Dwapar Yoga, duality. And then comes the age of, so your day is over. So Dwapar Yoga is like it starts at noon and then you're continuing. So it's like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And then comes Kali Yoga, which is the Iron Age. Kali. Kali means darkness. It is the age of darkness. Kali Yoga. Iron, copper. What do we know of these metals? Copper gets tarnished very easily, right? You know Statue of Liberty, no? You know Statue of Liberty? So what is the color of Statue of Liberty? What is the color of Statue of Liberty?
Green.
Green. Do you think it was always green? What is it made of? It's
Iron.
copper. It's copper. And when copper tarnishes, it changes color. So Statue of Liberty is made of copper and it got tarnished but it changed color. Dual nature. Okay. So copper is always dual. So at this time when duality came, when duality started happening, soul, body, confusion, and everything dual started happening. And now we are in this world of total darkness. Because of this confusion or duality that started, we are in this world of total darkness where we don't know what to do. Full of all negativity, a dark world, which is called Kali Yuga. Do you think that's the world we live in now? Where are we in the cycle, you think? What time is going on? Excuse me, what time is going on right now in the world? What do you think? Come on. Kali Yuga, Kali Yuga, Kali Yuga, Kali Yuga, Iron Age, Kali Yuga. Okay. Right? We definitely are in this Iron Age right now. And this Iron Age continues to like 12 midnight, like dark time, right? Now, where do you think we are in this Iron Age? Are we in the beginning, middle, end? Where are we in this Iron Age, you think? Where are we in this Iron Age? So we all know we are in this Kali Yuga, and we would have heard it also. Yeah, the Kali Yuga is going on. Kali Yuga is happening. So where are we in this Kali Yuga? In this is past, right? Because we moved in time. So this is our past. We are here. Where are we in this Kali Yuga? Are we in the beginning? Are we in the middle? Are we in the end? So someone says end. What do you all think? Okay, who thinks beginning? You can raise your hand. Who thinks middle? Who thinks end? Okay, great. So we are in the end. What will come? What will happen now? What is coming after Kali Yuga? What comes after Kali Yuga? What comes after night? What comes after night? Day. So what's coming after Kali Yuga? It's Satyug. New day. And that's what is happening in the world. At this time of Kali Yuga, when we are in this period where we are so afraid, so scared, we are like almost here, right? Just 2 minutes before midnight, like just at the end. And right here, there is all this feeling of insecurity, all this in the world. What's coming? What's going to happen to the world? What's going to happen to the world? What's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to me? There is all this fear, anxiety, everything in the world going on. But if I think what's coming next is, so are you afraid of night? Are you afraid to fall asleep? Or do you wait to go to bed in the night? Are you afraid to fall asleep? No, we just sleep, right? Because what we know is morning is coming, new day will start, a new beginning will start, right? So at this time also, when we look at all these things that are going on in the world, instead of being so stressed and worried, I just have to understand what's coming next is golden age. So when golden age is coming, a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of transformation has to happen. Think about it, from a perfect world we have come to this imperfect world, to this world which is totally impure. And now again to go back to pure, there has to be some shifting, no? Some things have to change. So few things will happen to kind of shift the awareness, shift. So this time, this little period right here, do you see, which I have kind of shaded here? So this little time right here, we call this as the diamond age, or in Hindi we say Sangam Yug. Diamond. Diamond is very expensive, very precious, very rare. So this time in the cycle is called diamond age, Sangam. Sangam meaning meeting, right? Sangam, Milan, meeting. So Sangam, this is the confluence, or we also call it as confluence age. Confluence meaning confluence, right? Meeting. So this is the time where two ages are actually meeting. But there is a confluence here too, a confluence here too. There's a confluence between golden and silver too. There's a confluence between silver and copper. There's also a confluence between copper and iron. Why is this confluence so important? What do you think? Why is this confluence so important? Why is this confluence so important compared to all the other confluences? Drastic changes, okay. We are going to Satyug. And why is this confluence so important? Because after the bad era, we are entering a good phase, yes? Yeah. So from the darkness, we are moving towards light. Because it is going from imperfect to perfect, absolutely, right? That is the reason that this confluence is important. From here, it's all coming down anyways, right? Slowly, this is slow, from here it gains speed, but then we're still coming down. But here at this confluence, we are going from our imperfect to perfect. And that's why this confluence is important. Now, remember we spoke about like all of us in this quicksand? We are all trapped in quicksand. Huh? And we all are trapped and we all are like being pulled inside in this quicksand. So in this iron age, what do we try to do? We are all trapped in this quicksand of the world, of the sorrows in the world, of the problems in the world, of this one's problem and that one's problem. If I don't have my problem, I'll take your problem and still sit and worry. So we do all this. So with all this, someone has to come and take me out of this quicksand. So for those of you who know a little physics, so there's something called law of entropy. Have you heard this term, entropy? You girls would have in school, in physics, in science. So entropy. What is law of entropy? Law of entropy says that disorder, anything in order, will go towards disorder. So this world started off as perfect in an orderly fashion, right? Everything was order. So the soul, from the soul world, from the home, comes down in its perfect form to play its part perfect. Perfect world, perfect soul, perfect everything. Slowly, it goes towards disorder. Okay? And then slowly, disorder continues. And right now, there's maximum disorder. Now, when there's disorder, it has to be put back in order. Who will put it back in order? We are all trapped in disorder. Who can put back to order? Who can bring golden age? Who can bring golden age? Who will put this world back to order? Who will help us become perfect? Who can help us? Who can help us? God, right? The Supreme Soul. The energy from the Supreme Soul. So the Supreme Soul is sitting up here in the home, in the soul world. What do? We are living in this world. What do? In our meditation, in our link, we connect to the energy of God, become perfect, keep becoming perfect, 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 and we qualify for a new world. Slowly that transformation happens. So it's like cleaning up, changing of iron age into golden age, like cleaning a dirty pond, right? Have you seen a dirty pond? Like there's all this debris over it and this layer of algae and some leaves and all this, or a pool, your swimming pool if you have one, right? So there's all this and you have to clean the pool for the water to be clean. So same thing in the world. Look at it from this perspective of God. How is he seeing this world? Oh, from this perfect world where the deities were, and it's now become this world where there's all this vices and weaknesses. So this is such a dirty world. Now who will clean it? We are all living in this dirty world and we got used to this dirt. So we are like living in this, remember the story of that mosquito, and the mosquito likes the dirt. So we are like those beings, right? Living in this world and we're like, what to do? We're used to the smell now, we are used to this now, we started living with it. But from his perspective, he says, no, this is not the world that I want for you all. As your parent, yeah, you should be in this world, not here. So he gives us knowledge. He tells us, okay, connect to me, take power, because now you don't have power. Take power from me, become pure, so you can go to this world. So he cleans the world, he cleans the debris on the soul, he kind of cleans and makes us beautiful again, pure again. So we start and go to the next. When the day begins, we are fresh to enter the day. Think about someone who is, who is awake all night. And have you ever tried being awake all night? And if you ever notice that when you're awake all night, especially at around 3, 4 o'clock, you will fall off to sleep. It's that time, 3 or 4 o'clock, you will fall off to sleep. Because that is the time when all the negative forces or negative energies have, they can't be awake. It's a pure time. So even in the cycle, golden age is the purest time of the cycle. No negative energy, no negative person can enter this age. It's the perfect time. So all negative forces will will so what will happen is all the souls will go back home, and then only those who have qualified, made effort to qualify, will come into golden age while others are sitting up there. And then slowly those souls come down, and that's why the population of the world is increasing. Do you know what the population of the world was around 100 years back? Any guesses? About 120, 100 years back, what was the population of the world? Do you know what the population of the world is now? What's the population of the world now? You don't need to give an exact number, but just give me a range. 7 billion? Okay, a little more than 7 now, right? We are about 7.6, 7.7, about close to 8 billion now. So what do you think the population of the world was about 100 years ago? Take a guess. Don't Google, take a guess. Yes, Brother Gautam, you can write. So about 100 years, okay, 5 billion. Okay, any other guesses? About 100 years ago? The population of the world about 100 years ago was 2 billion. 2 billion. So in the last 100 years, how many times have we grown? 4 times. Almost 4 times. So that means in the last 100 years of this Kali Yuga, we have grown 4 times. So where did these souls come from? Did all monkeys in the world disappear and all monkeys became human beings suddenly? No, right? So where did all these souls come from? These souls were sitting up there in our home, and these souls started coming down in the last 100 years. So about 6 billion souls came down from the soul world, took bodies, and are playing their part in this world. So now for those souls who were sitting up there and who were sleeping up there in the home, for them, how will this world look like to them? How will this world feel for them? Because now the soul is coming for the first time to experience and express itself in this body, in this world. How will the world look like to them? How will the world look like to them? Will they see any problem with the world? No, they'll think that, oh, everything is good. Why are people complaining? I don't think anything is wrong with this world. It just looks fine. It just looks good. So about 6 billion souls will feel that, oh, this world is fine because now they are new. They just got this opportunity to come in the body and express an experience in this world. So they feel everything is fine. But the 2 billion who have experienced all this time, maybe not from the beginning, but say from here, more and more people, more and more souls came. So for those two, they're like, oh no, there is something not quite right. So that's why we see a vast difference in the world where some people say, well, what are you talking? The world is fine. The economy will be fine. Everything will be fine. And very few realize that no, there is something which is not right. And who has to do something? I have to do something about it. And I can't go and change. One person cannot go and change the economy of the world. One person cannot go and change, cannot go and bring golden age. It has to be a collective effort. So all of us, when we are connected to the supreme source of energy. And when all of us take this responsibility of self transformation, forget about the world, forget about other souls. But when I take responsibility, excuse me, of self transformation, what will happen is world transformation. And that's the slogan of Brahma Kumaris, no? Self transformation leads to world transformation. So let me take responsibility of my transformation. Let me become divine, not just good person. Good is not the word. Divine. To go into golden age is divine, divinity. Deities live in golden age. Can I make myself like those deities? Divine. Being divine means my vision, my attitude, my behavior towards every person is of bringing them benefit. Every soul, nature, towards myself. I don't judge. Divine. Yeah, that's divinity. That divinity is in us. We have just forgotten it. I just have to emerge it again. So golden age is like going to Harvard. How many of us go to Harvard? What do you need to go to Harvard? Can anybody and everybody go to Harvard? No. Right? There's a strict selection process. You have to score on your SATs, then you have to have good recommendations, and you should have your good extracurricular and good certifications, and everything is like a whole package. So going to golden age is not like going to auntie's home. Going to golden age needs that effort of self-transformation. So this is one practice that we, or the awareness that we keep is that, okay, the world is coming to golden age. New dawn is coming, it's right there. Right? So golden age is coming. And everything that happens right now is a cleaning process for golden age. And remember, we all have to leave our bodies someday. We are not going to be permanent in this body, in this name. Right? So we know that, okay, we will all go up there. And then this is the only time now that I have to charge myself. If I truly want to go to golden age and experience golden age, this is the time I have to make effort to go to golden age, live as a deity, live as this divine being. What are deities? Deities are human beings with divine virtues. They are divine beings, no? Devatma. They are called Devatma. Deities are not God, no? We know that, right? We saw that deities are human beings with divine virtues. But because when we came into this duality, we started worshipping deities. We wanted to worship God, but we started worshipping our ancestors who had these divine qualities. What happened with Sai Baba? Sai Baba came about how many years ago? Right? And he never said, I'm God. He said, Sabka Malik Ek. He said, there is only one master of all of us. Sabka Malik Ek, God is one. He didn't say, I'm God. But when he left body after a few years, what happened? People started work because of his qualities. His quality of humility, his quality of helping, right? Uh, uh, so people, when we see anyone with divine virtues or with better this, we start worshipping them. We start touching their feet. We start falling on their feet. So if we look at religious founders, when did all religions start? Religions came in Copper Age. Right? All religions came about in Copper Age, about 2,500 years ago. If we go back to the history of religions, religions started about 2,500 years ago, starting from Judaism. So Abraham never said, I'm God. Abraham said, God is one, God is light. Right? Buddha never said, I'm God. Christ never said, I'm God. Guru Nanak never said, I'm God. Muhammad never said, I'm God. They all tried to give an explanation of who God is. right? In Islam, they say Allah Noor, God is Allah ka Noor, like light of God. God is light. You know? In Christianity, God is said as one Almighty Father. But what happened slowly was that people started, because they tried to give a message of God, or they tried to, and they were virtuous, and they tried to explain who God is. After some years, they were being worshipped because of their qualities. So people started worshipping the deities because we forgot who God is as point of light, because we came so much in body consciousness. We wanted everything physical and body to worship. We wanted something. So we created these idols. We created images. We created idols of deities. Like if I tell you Krishna, and you might have a different image of Krishna, each one of you will have a different image of Krishna, and I will have a different image of Krishna. Which one is right? Which one is right? Who created that image? So if you look at a picture, who created the picture of Krishna? No, this Krishna is right, or the other picture of Krishna is right. It depends on on the person who actually printed or sketched that image of Krishna, right? So we created these images, we created these idols to worship, because we could not stabilize ourselves as soul to connect to the supreme source of energy, because we were still coming down, we were still in entropy. So what we started doing was, forget about deities, we started worshipping the elements of nature. We started worshipping trees and plants. Tulsi became Devi, and sun became God, and everything and everyone around us became God and deities. No? So we started worshipping people, gurus, no? We started falling at their feet. So gurus, so we made God, or we made people God, we made trees God, we made elements God. Because again, we thought that, oh, we can never reach God. It is so difficult to attain God. So let me just take little blessings from these people. They'll be able to bless me. But now I know that I, the soul, am a child of God. So I have access. Do we need do we need any guru to take me to God? Do we need any priest to chant any mantras to connect me to God? Do I need to go and live in the jungles or do a lot of tapasya and stay hungry to attain God? No. Yeah. God is my father. I don't need to do all of that. It's like at your home when you have your dad. Do you stay hungry all day so that when dad comes in the evening, he should see that I love him so much, I was hungry for him all day? Do dads want this? No. Hmm? So this is the time actually that we have a relationship with God, purify ourselves, and go into golden age. That's what is going on in the world right now. So if you have any curiosity or any stress about what's going on in the world, remember golden age is coming. And if I want to go to golden age, let me qualify myself to go to golden age. Okay? Any questions? You can unmute yourself and ask questions if you want. No questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Uh, you are saying in this last 100 years, more than 4 billion souls came.
Hmm.
So they never came in all of these ages, golden age,
Yeah.
silver age, okay. So what should do you think they can also go to golden age? They can do meditation. They can reach there too. But when they have come to this world, they have seen this world only. They don't know anything about meditation and all.
Yeah.
So can they do the meditation and go to Satyug golden age too?
So remember, it's all about the effort, no? It's all
Hmm,
about the effort that the soul makes. It's about charging. Remember, so when you have your cell phone, huh? And say your cell phone is 60% full,
hmm.
and or say your cell phone is 40%, right, charged, versus it is 5% charged. When will there be the urge to charge it?
And you're 5%.
5%. है ना? So for the souls to have the urge to do meditation or to charge is when they reach the 5%. Example.
Hmm.
Understand? So anytime the soul reaches that the red zone or that mark of say 5%, 10% is when the soul will have the urge. So yes, if the soul has the urge to do the meditation to charge myself, they will come to golden age.
Okay, another question. You say soul is up there till all these ages, so they don't come. Do imagine we start uh, like this is end. The soul is up. Uh, they are taking all the karmic account, whatever everything is there. It's up. Uh, Now imagine everything is over. The golden age started. Everything is okay. So that soul which is there, which didn't come till all this, till 100 years, last 100 years, do you think that that soul has taken the karmic account of that last Kalyug age and coming down?
Okay. So what happens is all souls will come down.
Hmm.
Okay. So all souls will come down. There will be a point when the last soul will come down, and that's when all of us will go up. Okay, so there'll be some souls who just come down for like just a very few days maybe, or just very very less time. So all the souls will come down. There cannot be that anyone can stay up there and can never come down through the cycle. All souls will come down. They will come down. Now, for all of us to go back, remember settling of karmic accounts? So we settle our karmic accounts in two ways, either by yoga or by suffering. So depends on how I'm settling my karmic accounts. If I'm settling through suffering, then my sanskars are not golden aged, right? My sanskars are still of sorrow and suffering. So those souls will be up there, will miss the golden and silver age. But if I'm settling my karmic accounts with the power of yoga,
Hmm.
then I'm creating golden age sanskars.
So, but the soul which comes for only 1 or 2 days, how are they going to solve the karmic account?
Well, then,
So then that soul will never be able to solve their karmic accounts because
they will not, yeah,
next time also
they,
when they come, they only will come for one
they
or
will
two
only
days.
come at that time. That's correct. That's correct. So then
So
the
then
question
how will that
comes,
soul will solve their karmic account?
right? So the question is, again, coming to myself, right? We always think about others. How will they? It's their part. Let them do their part, right? Am I playing that part? No. Is my close relation anyone playing that part? No. We are all here now. Right? So let me focus on my settling of karmic account. Let me focus on my this. And that soul's journey will be taken care of. Remember, every soul is God's child.
Right.
Right? So every soul has a part. Every soul is God's child. When we look at our little children also, we look at them, we don't know if it's their first birth or we don't know if they were in their previous birth and came. We don't know. But our mutual awareness with towards each other should be of soul to soul as God's child and giving that respect and regard to each soul. Right? Doesn't matter what age they are, when we don't know their history. We don't know about any soul. So this is our practice, that we look at everyone as God's child, we look at everyone as a soul, and we look at everyone as in their best interest or their best future, rather than thinking and worrying what will happen to this one and what will happen to that one. Let me be concerned about what will happen to me.
That's true.
Hai na? So again, self transformation will lead to world transformation. So let me focus on self transformation, because it's not being selfish again. It's like traveling on a plane, and when you're told about the oxygen mask, is it being selfish? Wear your oxygen mask first. Is it being selfish?
No.
No, it's being sensible. So if I can wear my oxygen mask first, then I can help you. So let me wear my oxygen mask first. Let me become charged to a certain extent where I can help others too. Right? Okay. Should we end with meditation and then take up more questions? Okay. I'm going to play a meditation commentary for you, and I want you to experience it. Let me know if you can hear. Can you hear?
Take yourself into your future golden aged life. You are a young prince or princess. It's early morning, and you've just opened your eyes to begin the day. And your mother and father are looking lovingly at you, smiling. Outside, a gentle breeze is making music with the leaves. What does today hold for you? It's early afternoon. You are a young prince or princess of Satyug, enjoying the gardens of your palace. You are lying in the soft, velvety, fragrant grass. A choir of birds is entertaining you. And a lion walks up to you. What happens next?
Om Shanti. What happens next? What happened next? Did a lion walk up to you in Golden Age? What happened? Were you afraid? Did you do the meditation? Were you able to visualize? Come on, give me some. I have to know if you did. If not, then I can go into more depth next time. But tell me, were you able to visualize? Okay, so what happened when the lion walked up to you? I was not scared. Okay, anything else? What did you do with the lion? So this was a meditation on Golden Age. We both respected each other. Okay. So this was a meditation on Golden Age. Okay. What we did, the first part was that I wake up in Golden Age and my parents are looking at me and I'm smiling, right? And what does your day look like? What did it feel? Just felt so good if you did it. Okay. So the next was you're in this garden of your palace and the birds are chirping, singing basically, and then you're just lying down on the grass and then a lion walks up to you. So that means that Golden Age is the age where in Hindi they say Sher and Bakri will live together. There's harmony with animals too. The lion in Golden Age is not coming to attack you. The lion in Golden Age is as peaceful as you are. So that's why we were not scared, because I was in Golden Age. I was experiencing Golden Age. So in meditation, what we do is we practice these awareness, the practice of going into Golden Age. So your homework is to practice going to practice with your mind and intellect going into Golden Age. What does Golden Age feel for you? So this is something that you'll write and you can email it to me. What does Golden Age feel, or how does Golden Age look for you? And second is you will practice royalty. So, have you seen prince and princesses and queens and kings? They're so royal, no? But not that artificial royalty, not the royalty that, oh, you go and tell your mom, oh, I'm royal today, please lay down the table for me, or please do this for me because I'm practicing royalty. No, royalty in terms of our mannerisms, royalty in terms of how I speak, using please and just being very nice and sweet and using these sanskars, using these virtues in action is royalty. Okay, so that's your homework, being more royal. So catch yourself throughout the day. Am I sitting as a royal? How do you sit as a royal? Yeah, we won't slouch and we won't be like this and we won't be like this. Do royals sit like this on the throne? Yeah, so royals sit very straight, na? So royals, how do you sit? how do you talk, how if I'm becoming royal, how should my language be, my words, my choice of words. I'll not use words like ordinary or bad words. My words will be very elevated, very royal. So that's practice of royalty. Yeah. So your homework is to write and send me, what do you think golden age is like? Okay. Why do you want to go to golden age? Why do you think you qualify for golden age? What effort are you making, or what effort will you focus on to go to golden age? And then in your practice, the mannerisms of golden age. Got it? So 3 things you're going to send me. Will everyone send me an email? You have my email, right? So send me the email. What do you think golden age is like? Or will feel like? How do I qualify to go to golden age? And what effort do I need to make to go to golden age? Got it? Yeah. So I'll wait for your emails. I will send you I'll send you some homework too during the week. And yeah, any questions? Anyone? Write the questions. Can someone write the questions in the chat box? Or let me share. Um, okay. Can you see the screen? So your first question is, what does golden age feel like? Okay. Or what are your thoughts about golden age? What do you think golden age will be like? Yeah. Second question is, how do you qualify for golden age? Okay, how do you qualify for golden age? And the third question is, what effort will or do you need to make make to go to golden age? What does golden age feel like to you? How do you qualify for golden age? What effort will you make to go to golden age? Oh, before that, do you want to go to golden age? Who wants to go to golden age? Raise your hand. Yeah, you want to go to golden age? Okay, great. That's when these questions apply to you, okay? If you don't want to go to golden age, these questions don't apply. Right? Should I stop screen sharing? Did everyone write down? Yes. Okay. Great. So that's your homework. Send an email to me with your answers, and I'll see you next Sunday, same time.